Ruthie,
Hi,
hi there.
how are you?
Great. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I am recording my screen, so uh, I'll share that with you after the fact, but just wanted to let you know that. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's
All
fine.
right, great. I was just reviewing your site here.
Oh my God, I totally screwed it up like 2 hours
Oh,
ago.
really?
Badly.
Well, great.
Oh
Let's
my
fix it.
God. So I found this blog theme, or at
Uh-huh.
least what I thought was just a blog theme, but apparently it's an overall website theme.
Uh-huh.
And so I hit activate.
Uh-huh.
It would allow me to just play with it and not make it live. And then, like 10 minutes later, I went to our main page, and that was our website.
Oh, exciting.
So, luckily, I found out how to get it back.
Cool.
So, yeah, I have no idea how to do it, or if you can just take one aspect of the theme, like to do the blog part of it.
Maybe.
Um, but yeah, I thought I had the blog thing that I wanted.
What was the name of the theme?
But I did get, what's that?
What's the name of the theme?
What is it called?
Let me pull it up
Let's,
here.
there's the name. Let me see. Hold on. It was, what's the name of it? I don't know. Human, Hueman.
Check it out. You man. Looks like this. Are you able to see my screen? Oh, I might need to reshare.
Not right. No.
Let me reshare. Sorry, I messed that up.
Oh, you're fine.
Here we go. All right. Now can you see my screen?
Yes.
Great.
So I loved what it did because it had a lot of things that, I mean, obviously it looked obviously a lot nicer, but just to be able to categorize, it had like the top, a section where you can click for the top post, and it was a lot of things that I really liked. I just didn't, clearly I don't know what I'm doing as far as implementing.
That's all right. That's all right.
But I got the theme installed onto the back end, so
Cool.
I did figure that out, and I unactivated it. So
let's check it out here.
Yeah.
Man, we should be able to live preview it.
I'm like, yeah, I just stupidly hit that activate button. And then I actually hit to activate a different theme, which apparently used our old logo and like all kind. I'm like, oh my gosh, get me out of here.
Oh my.
Cool. But yeah, so I liked that, and I liked kind of like when I was clicking around on the demo thing, and it just seemed really simple but more clean looking.
Yeah. And let's talk about the specific features now that I've got it up. How do I? What you mentioned a number of things. One was like categories and stuff.
Yeah, the categorizing is really, besides the look of it, the main important thing.
And what do you mean by that? Looking at my screen here.
Like, if I could, let me go back to the main page here in the demo, because I want to be able to look at it so I can kind of, because I want that, oh, where is it at? I should have had it on here. Like, oh, I clicked on demo and then it didn't take me there. Is it the demo? Here. Okay, so I loved that because, like, on the left it says music mixed and well, I don't know if you can see this screen. How do I share my screen?
I'll stop sharing.
Otherwise, I can just give you the link of the page I'm on for you to look at.
Sure. Yeah. Why don't you just chat me over the link there?
I'm just gonna sit oops. There you go.
There it is. Okay. Chat. There it is. Okay, I'll check that out. Okay, so I've got that up on my screen.
That would be able to help you because they have the categories of lifestyle, music, mixed, food, like all these things. That way, it's in chronological order on the main page, but it has some flair in that you can just click on any of those categories, and we would do like Inside IR because that's kind of a theme that we do for like our staff profiles. We would then do Steven Snyder Travels, who's our the agency owner, and so he speaks at events, and so we've kind of tried to theme the posts we do on social media and whenever we do blogs, so that whenever we're able to get a blog and categorize and kind of just that way they can click and see, okay, let's see all the places Steve's been. Oh, let's see all the without needing a bunch of drop down menus and stuff. They can just kind of click. I also liked, if you go back to the scroll up, it'd be, or actually it's kind of to the left. There is a thing that says, well, at least on my screen, it said recommended. Yeah, there you go. So where it says recommended on the left, down a little bit.
Yep.
You would see the recommended post there, but then you can also click on the star to see the popular posts. So the ones that get more traction on social media and stuff, to kind of be able to just give them more options without making it more cluttered.
Yep.
Is kind of what I envision.
Cool.
And it's visually appealing to see the, you know, even though it's different size images, which is what it is now, it was just a much cleaner look that I liked. And then, of course, it lets you change all the colors to be exactly like our website. And all that.
And are you thinking you want to like completely switch WordPress themes from your current site, or do you just want to add those features to your current site?
I just want I'm fine with the way everything on the website looks. It's just I need a new blog, and so that's why I didn't know if I could just fix the blog look to look like this and be like this and keep everything else.
Yep. Yeah, we can probably do some stuff. Let's see what our options are currently. I'm just going to click on our blog here. And so I see it says blog, blog, blog. Ideally, that would say Steven Snyder Travels, and then what was the other category?
Well, the Inside IARC one. I'm trying to think what other ones we have done.
So, you know, just looking at this, I'm going to just go into this specific post. Actually, is there a Steve Snyder Travels-ish post here somewhere?
Yeah, it might be page 4 or 5. It was one of the first ones that I think we did. And then a lot of them we've just been making posts for and not blog, because until we had a blog that we actually loved. But just having, you know, let's see.
Okay, I think I see where I'm
And we always do a map with his head because it's kind of fun.
That's great. Oh, wow. Love it.
Yeah, that was a bigger trip. Lately, he's only been going to 1 or 2 places. He does, he has a big trip planned in November. He'll be at, like, I think 4 different countries, and I'll actually be in Israel with him.
Cool.
When he's there, so that'll be fun.
Well, I mean, one thing, I think part of this could just be fixed by using that category rather than the blog category. So I'm just going to refresh this page. This is page 4.
Yeah, I just hate where it says like read more too. Like I like that there's snippets in the other blog, and you know.
I think there's probably something interesting.
I was going to say, so if there's as much as possible to get it to look like that. It just looked really, I mean, I know it's not 1980s because there weren't really computers in it.
Right.
Early then, but that's kind of the feel of very plain, boring, and the whole rest of the website doesn't reflect that.
Yeah. Just taking a look at this. Screen options. All right, we don't want that. So I'm just updating this. I'm updating the blog page itself.
Okay.
And in theory now, if I refresh this, Steve's blog will be back there, and it'll have the category Steve Snyder Travels. Yeah, so now, is there another article here that would belong in that one?
I don't know if we made any more. That was always the hope, but I think we just went to just doing the blog or the actual posts on there until we got this. So we haven't really focused on our blog, but that's kind of the next thing once we have it.
Okay.
And Keely's already given me an assignment of writing one.
Great.
I'm super excited about.
So I'm gonna what I'm doing here is just I created 2 new categories for the blog called one Inside IARC, the other one is Steve Snyder Travels. You can create as many as you like, and then it'll start updating. So I have to. There is like an extra step here with this theme that when you edit that blog page. You have to select which blog post. I wonder if is there a way to just select all of them. Yeah, we might have to just do it as they're created. I'm just going to go ahead and update this. And I just added some, do you have yeah, I think I just added some unnecessary stuff, so I'll go back and fix it. But I'm going to go here. I see Steve Snyder. What I'm looking for, I'm going to refresh this page because it looks like this new post for Inside IR. Oh, that's why it didn't take. Let's see what happens here. Update. So I went into this post and just added that category there. And then what I want to do is make it so the blog page pulls whatever categories I want to display. In this case, it'll be 3. It'll be blog, just because that's how a bunch of them are categorized. And then I'll pull inside IARC. So I'm going to shift click here and then on Mac command click, but I think it's control click on PC, just so I get these 3 categories. So that's what's going to display on our blog page now. So I'll save this over here, update. And so now when I view our blog archive, and we're looking at page 4 here, you see like we have inside IARC category, and then that one. Is there another inside IARC post?
There's tons of them,
Great.
There's one of me and a few other people.
Oh, great. Let's find a couple more. So what I'm going to do is click on this blog post. I'm going to pull it up here. Okay, so this is that post. I'm going to edit post up here.
Okay.
Then I'm going to just click, I'm going to uncheck blog and click inside IARC, update it, and then once that saves, when we refresh this, this will now say inside IARC, and since we've now tagged or categorized 2 posts with that, I can click that and it'll display both those posts.
Okay.
And you could have 50 posts or any number, and as long as they're categorized, it'll start showing up.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be easy enough to go and categorize. Is there a way to change the way this looks, though? Because that's the part we hate the most, is that it's all different sizes and the read mode, there's no snippet. Right, gotcha. Yes, I'm guessing there is. So that would be controlled in the theme, and let's check that out here. So I'm going to click this little widget. Looks like we have some options, so I just want to first see what our options are. You're fine.
Blog style. So we have a number of styles.
Oh, okay.
Multi-author blog, displays gravatar, single author, no, just kind of looking. List layout, simple title, meta info only, title icon only, title meta excerpt only. We probably don't want a list layout though. The grid is let's test it though just to see. Let's see. And these other options just seem kind of technical and not like it's not going to affect how it looks necessarily. So this, my hunch is that it'll do a single column, which we'll see how it looks here. Yeah, so this already looks really bad.
To put it mildly.
Let's refresh just to see if I'm doing something wrong. Yep, no, that's just not.
I mean, I love the snippet part of it. If only they could have that on the other one. I'm
surprised that's not an option. Yeah.
Yeah, because that really is that. So if there's no option, is the only other option to redo the entire site?
Here we go.
There we go.
Yeah,
okay.
Sorry. Title excerpt.
No, you're fine. I'm glad you found that because I started like, no, I don't want to keep this blog forever.
Yeah. No. Cool. I'm going to refresh. So I just selected title excerpt and read more, and we'll see how it looks here.
Okay.
So that's that option. We could get rid of that read more link if you want. Just by by going in here, editing, and I'm just going to check title and excerpt. We'll see what that looks like.
And it's good even just to know kind of all these settings. That way, even if I played with them and kind of, you know.
Yeah. So here you go, and then you know we can click in through the image.
Okay. I mean, because I could always edit each one, even like seeing that now the common questions doesn't look like it has a title. Like it might be that.
Yeah. And
I actually think what might be helpful is finding out graphics of, sometimes putting them on the images, and I don't know. I'll have to play with it and see, but now that I know I can make it look way better.
Yeah.
I can kind of see if, what we can do with that.
Cool. The other thing you can do, see how these are like a bunch of sentences, ... What WordPress does is it takes like the first, let's say 150 characters or something, and puts it there, unless you define it. And so I'm going to go and edit that
and you
post.
can put exactly.
Yep. And so this one doesn't have a title. I'm just going to give it common questions, because why not? And then I'm just going to copy the first sentence, just so to show you.
Yep.
So down here, there's going to be an excerpt box. And by the way, you can drag these around if you want to. Like, if you're going to be doing a lot of excerpt editing, I would push it up there, and it'll remember your choice. Does this one need a special category? Is this just blog?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be one that's going to be focused on like surrogates, because we're going to divide it by surrogates, intended parents. I don't know if it's going to have a specific title aside from, from surrogates.
We could add like multiple.
That might be it for now, and then we could always.
Yeah, and we can add multiple categories. So blog is the primary, surrogates will be a secondary one, and so you can start like categorizing. It could be a blog post and about surrogates, or a common questions and be tagged with surrogates.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Okay.
So now I'm going to go back to the page we were previously on. Not that one, but the blog with the. There it is. I'll refresh this page. This is page 2 of the blog. And there you go. So now we have a title, and we have 2 categories here. Blog and surrogates. So, and if you wanted to change those, you could just edit that post and uncheck it and then save it, or whatever you want, really. So you just come in here and uncheck if you didn't want it in there. And then you can change, like if let's say you spelled a category wrong, or you like just want to retitle a category, you can click under posts categories. You can change you could, for example, change this to blog posts or whatever you wanted.
Oh, okay.
And then the slug is the URL, so if you ever wanted to change what shows up in the actual IARCsurrogacy.com.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, these are all good. Because I think, because then I assume if you click and then it shows you all those other ones, there'd be a URL of some kind that you could direct people to, just to see a grouping of.
That's exactly right. Yep. So I'll show you quick. Just go back here. So if I were to click Inside IARC, so let's say you just wanted to share that in an email or something, like, hey, check out all of our Inside IARC posts or internally. So this does have a /category/Inside IARC.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I think that would be the most beneficial, because we would classify all the informational surrogate ones and add that as a link in one of our initial emails. More information.
Yeah, and you could even, thinking marketing wise, these categories are cheap to create. You could, if you had an email campaign coming up, you wanted to group a series of posts just for that email, like 3 or 4 posts, say click here it's a quick way to spin up like a landing page maybe for a link inside of a marketing campaign.
Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities. So I'm glad that I have a lot to play with now and I figure that out.
Cool. And I have your email up with the list of things. Was there anything else you wanted to add to that?
I think the main thing that we talked about on the phone briefly when we talked was the image gallery, or the image site. So I did get a folder that has several of our surrogate socials and the pictures, and I organized it so that I wouldn't have to scramble.
Awesome. And so did you create any pages in WordPress with images?
I have not, because I didn't know exactly how we were going to do it, or if we were going to use that program, or I had no idea. Yeah,
so in general, where I like to start is, let's see if this works, like the default because WordPress has image display built into it, and this theme likely does too. But like the default WordPress stuff would be like Is that those images, are those local on your computer, or are those like on Dropbox or something?
Yeah, they're on our S drive here. Okay. So it'd be something I would probably have to.
Let me.
I was gonna say I could just pull up exactly the site you have over there. Great. And then.
Yeah, let's try it, and then I'll walk you through how to do it, and we'll see how it looks. And I'm gonna switch locations here. It's gonna get noisy here in a second, so. So let me know when you got the. In fact,
I'm on to my add new page.
Great. Wait. In fact, I'd like you to share your screen with me. So what I'll do is stop sharing mine.
Okay.
And then there should now be, like in the video window, like a green share button.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and click that, and then just share your desktop or whatever. There you go. Cool. Now I can. Or I could for a second.
I was gonna say it.
What happened? There it is. Okay. There. The problem is I need to resize this in my computer, I think. Why won't it let me do this? This is strange. It's just not letting me. Okay, for some reason I can see it, but it's really small. So I'll just do my best. Not sure why it's so small today, but yeah. So go ahead and click Add Media, and then do Upload. Upload files. And how many? Do you have a folder with, like, I don't know, or how many images on average are in each folder?
Quite a bit. The first one has we could just do a few to kind of see what it looks like.
Great. Let's do like 10.
Like 140 just.
Okay. Let's look at the first folder and just choose the first 10 out of there.
Okay.
And you can click, what's that? I can't quite read it. Select files or whatever. Oh, there you go. Awesome.
Oh, I guess I had already started. That's where these are from.
Okay.
That was from a different one, but.
Great. And actually, what we could do kind of to speed things up is you could select, uncheck the ones that are still uploading, and then select the ones that have already been uploaded below it.
Okay.
Just to.
Like, hold up.
Oh, maybe it.
Or maybe it doesn't like that.
Maybe it won't like it. Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, at least we only started with 10.
Yeah, exactly.
We started with 140.
Yeah, right. Well, what you could do is press X in the top right of that.
Oh, and then go back.
Yep, and then just do Add Media.
Apparently it wants
to keep going, huh?
It doesn't like stopping.
If you click X there now.
Okay, I did it. Nope, I did.
Or refresh the page. That should do it. Cool. And then do Add Media. And then don't upload, click the media library. And then select, 10 that are uploaded. And you should be able to select one and then shift click to get a bunch.
Mm-hmm. What?
Just click Add Media again.
I was like, what did I just do?
Cool. And then I just want to see what on the left side it says Create Gallery. Go ahead and click that now. And
then create new gallery.
Yep. Go ahead and create new gallery. Yep.
And then there's captions if I wanted. Which if I want to just see what it looks like with lettering under.
Yep.
Okay, and then insert gallery.
Yep, go ahead and do, and you can choose a couple options on the right, but go ahead and insert it, and then give the page a title. Call it. What's the folder called, or what's the event, or?
This is the 2017 Fall Social.
Great. So yeah, give that the title there.
Okay.
And then publish it, and it shouldn't go anywhere when you publish. And what I'll do is I'll go find that and just view it on my end. Yep, and then let's view the page. So that's interesting. That's.
Well, I'm sure there's some kind of.
Makes me wonder. I wonder if we did. It's probably the theme that's interrupting that. But if you click on that gallery.
On what?
The image gallery. I'm sorry. While you're editing, click on the gallery, like in the editor, and then click that little pencil icon that appeared. You can like change it from on the right side. You have a few options there.
Oh, to like the sizing, like medium.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was like, I don't know which one. I guess we'd have to see which one.
Yeah, and so you can you can play. You saw there's a lot of options, and we can play with those. But there's a bigger question here about the theme. How the theme's gonna. The theme seems to be treating these really weird, strangely.
Yeah.
So I imagine we have to get into the theme and kind of insert it that way. I'm going to share my screen again here. Will you stop sharing?
Yeah, I'm like, there's stop share. Okay.
And then, I wonder if that was the issue. Okay. So I'll share my screen. All right. Actually, let me share. All right. So now you see my screen here? Great. What I'm kind of wondering here is if this theme has special stuff just for this. So I see here I clicked on, first I turned on the advanced editor and then I clicked media elements. And it looks like it has a horizontal, here they go, horizontal gallery, masonry gallery. Currently stretch full width, this element will stretch, and let's see what the options are here. Let's add edit gallery. So I hope it's going to do exactly that same thing. I'm just going to check a bunch of photos here. Add to gallery, insert gallery, and then how many images should be displayed per page? Let's just leave that. Columns, automatic, based on width. Pagination. Sure, display load and more, I guess. Flexible masonry, perfect grid, perfect automatic masonry. I'm not sure what those are. Gap between elements. Say large gap, see what happens. Image effect, white overlay. Animation on load. So you have lots of options here. But let's go ahead and save it. And then we'll publish the page. This is a new page I created. And I'm going to rename it here. Adobe image. Let's say theme masonry image test. And we'll save it. And then, let's see here. So now let's go to the page. So you see it has a nice little effect, and when you click it, it kind of appears.
Nice.
And you can edit these captions and stuff, I'm sure. And so I imagine if we had 100, we can probably play with that a bit.
I feel like I have a lot of work in my future.
Yeah.
I might want to limit some of these pictures first.
Yeah, that's yeah, exactly. Choose some good ones, and but yeah. So it seems like that's just one of the options it offers, and that's called the masonry grid.
No, I know. I like now that I kind of know what to go into, so that I can play with each one. I think the only thing we need after we made a page for each one is how to make a page like that goes from that surrogate community page, where it's going to say, you know, past surrogate socials, and then they can go to a thing that has each one listed and then links to those.
Love it. So like one way to do that, and there's multiple ways to get that done, but let's just say photography index, for example, and you know, the simplest way to do that would be to just simply create a page of links, you know. What was an event that you mentioned?
Well, we have the 2017, we have 2017 spring social, or spring soiree, 2017 fall social, then 2018 spring soiree, 2018 fall social, and then 2019 spring soiree. So.
Got it. I'm probably spelling that wrong, but you know, the simple way is just to link to it. You know, you could just put, and I'm just pasting it could be any link, you know, this could be photos too.
Is there a way to get like buttons?
Yeah, you could do buttons. I imagine.
I think buttons would work probably, at least because I'm imagining how, actually, I mean, once we get a couple years down, obviously I'm probably going to have to start by having the year.
Yeah.
And then breaking it down, but I think for now it's fine to kind of keep it as is for another couple years.
Yeah, so...
but I think, yeah, using buttons would be...
So I'm just editing the advanced editor here, and what I'm trying to do is just move that up a little bit. Can I move this down? Saw it there for a sec. All right. So I'm going to go in here and see what our options are. And let me show you what I did first of all. So I went to the advanced editor. It starts here in layout elements. I clicked content elements, and then I clicked button row. And let's see what our options are here. Seems about what we're talking about here. What I'm looking for is, each of these are the buttons. So, you know, 2017 spring soiree. Is it S-U-A-R-E?
It's S-O-I-R-E-E.
Ah, that makes sense. Okay. And then I'm going to link to this page. Button size, small, medium, large, XL. Do we want to display an icon? We'll do no for now. Save it. So that button's all ready to go, and then we'll create another button here that's, let's say 2018 spring soiree. Link http / some URL. We'll say no icon, but we can certainly do it if we want to. Button size, medium, large, XL. We'll say.
I honestly think if we get everything kind of set up somewhat, it would be, you know, I can go in and
yeah.
It's just a matter of making sure that we go back to the surrogate community page. We get something on there that links to this kind of thing, which then would lead to that, and then I can kind of fill in the pieces and play with the formatting.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. So we'll do 2017 spring social. I'm just going to do this, and mainly I'm curious how it'll look here. I wonder if I can. Oh, it says copy and add last entry. Cool. So that's how you can clone these. And you can see it doing it over here.
Nice.
Doing a little preview.
Yeah, I like that.
We can change the colors as well in each of these, I know.
I kind of like the close to periwinkle. Kind of a fan.
Yeah, and it's the option I chose was just to use the theme colors. So
yeah.
So I'm just
the old website had a lot of that green color, which I think accents it well. But I'm like, I love the periwinkle and the other colors.
So I'm publishing this photography index, and we can change this, you know, to be a different title or whatever.
Yeah, totally. It's all minor details. At least I know how to do that.
And so now, once we create these,
nice. Yeah.
You know,
okay.
And I wonder, I don't know if there's probably no limit to how many buttons, and you can probably arrange them however you want.
Yeah, and like I said, once we get a couple years out, I think I would simplify it, do it by year, and then, you know, and then have those pages have the sub page, you know, kind of thing.
Totally.
It's a great start for now. At least we only have 2 a year, so it won't add up quickly without me knowing.
So let's get this going. 717. Just want to fix these social. And so right now you're saying you have 4 folders of pictures?
I technically have 5 because I have one for the 2019 spring.
Okay.
And then, of course, we have another event coming up in November or October, but we can deal with that later once this is all.
Great. Was it the spring social or the soiree?
Soiree.
Okay. Great. So I'm going to save this. I'm on the photography index page. I will simply update that. So now this is what our page looks like. Just has 5 buttons on it. We should also, since we're using this advanced editor, let's give it like a title or something. Is there a title? Just maybe a text block. Oh wait, is that display title and breadcrumbs? Let's see if this might just fix it. Let's try it.
Yeah.
These are all theme settings where it's every theme's a little different. So that's an option. You could put that there with the setting, or which might be prettier is just to actually have some text here that's you know, photo gallery, and we'll
And I might actually have our graphics person
there you go.
do an actual graphic for me that says, like, you know, past surrogate social, you know, something, but have it be more like an image of sorts that we can just add on top of it too. So many things we can do.
All right, so I'm gonna. So yeah, so there's the title, and you can throw an image or something in there. Cool. So,
that's great setup, so I can go through and tweak and add and do all the stuff that I actually love doing it. I'm terrible at setting up everything. But when you have all the parts set up, I love playing with it.
Yeah. And assuming
I don't ever break it again. But luckily I've learned that everything I break can be undone.
Exactly. One thing I'm going to do here too is, what I'm thinking is we're going to create a photo page that's kind of like maybe ircsurrogacy.com/photos. Is that a better URL? Photography.
Maybe just surrogate socials, like, or Surro socials, because we shorten it to Surro. I don't know. Yeah, let's shorten it to Surro. And we can obviously change it, because I'll talk to my boss and see what but she loves the word Surro.
Awesome.
That's like her favorite thing now.
Love it. And so what I'm going to do, so that's now at what's called the top level page. So it's let's close this one.
Nice, and then all of those.
Yep, and so then we're going to add a parent of Surro Social here. There it is. We'll update that. And so I renamed this one 2007 Spring Soiree. Let's go ahead and copy to a new draft. 2018 Spring Soiree. I will publish that one as well, and that one also will share the same parent. We'll copy it again. And actually, okay, so you see the URLs are getting updated here.
Yeah. The good thing is, each of these, once you make the page, you don't have to change it.
Exactly, yep.
It's not getting updated, so that's a plus side.
Yeah, right. So there's that. We're going to copy it now, do the socials. And you could create any hierarchy you want, and you just change the parent there, and that'll change that. Social, so that would be 2017. Publish. Same parent. And then copy the new draft. 2018 Spring Social. So yep, URL looks good. And so now we know all the URL structures. So now we can go and edit this page and just kind of copy these URLs in there. And so we're going to go to the button editor here. 2007 Spring Soiree. Zero Socials 2017 Spring Soiree. Save. Change this URL to Spring Social. 2018. And then finally, 2019. Save it. And as long as I did all those URLs correctly, I view this page. So now if I click 17, you can see the URL is correct there, and we can add a title or whatever if we want.
Yeah.
But there's that. Yeah, we probably should. I should have done that in the template, but 2018 Swing Soiree. 2018 Spring Social. Just checking the URLs. Oh, see, this one's wrong. I've put the wrong URL in there. Look here, 17, 17, 18, 17, 19. Yeah, so this one I need to update to 18. There it is. Save it. Save it. And then view page. So now it should work. And then so what we'd probably want to do, you know, depending on how you want to promote it, you might put this one in the main navigation somewhere, you know, through social photos or whatever. Does that address the immediate photo questions you had?
Yes, yeah. I think it's just going to be a matter of me just going and playing now that it's set up for me, so that I can just get everything and kind of, that'll be the fun part.
Great, yeah, exactly. Cool. You had also mentioned there was a feature on the left side where it had like a, was it most recent and then favorite or something like that?
Well, it had recommended, then it had top post, but honestly, you know, just being able to do either or, you know, is helpful.
Got it. Let's see what widgets top. I'm just seeing what widgets came with this theme. Here are the latest posts.
Oh,
so we could display the most recent. There's also the ability to display a category. So, for example, you could create a category called, you know.
I didn't realize you could display your latest Instagram photos. That might be interesting somewhere for sure.
Yeah. Yep. Latest portfolio, MailChimp.
I didn't know I've never looked in the widgets thing. Of course, now I'm gonna feel like I have to put them everywhere.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yep. And so what I'm looking for here is, yeah, so recent. This must be it. Recent posts, recent comments. So like, one way to think about this would be to have a category called popular or something, or recommended, and then you just display that category in a widget area. And let me see. Usually, oh, here, popular, recent.
Okay,
Usually there's a category one, though. I wonder. And we'll see where this shows up. I'm not sure what's going to happen with it. We'll see.
Part of the fun.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Each theme does this differently, and you could even have settings that are a little different.
I wish I would have known more about themes in general
Mm-hmm.
when someone just randomly was making our site and we had no say in it.
Right.
Not that I like it, but knowing what would have been harder down the road.
Yeah.
Certain things.
It's hard to. I wouldn't beat yourself up. It's hard to say, like.
Until you know what you need.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so, I'm not seeing the thing here anywhere, but doesn't mean that it's not somewhere.
I'm gonna say, did they not just throw it on a blog page, or do they not even know what the blog page is to put it there?
It could be. Could be that it's displaying nowhere as well. In which case, that's kind of cool, because then maybe we can display it somewhere, you know, like actively take the step to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I just want to click through and see if I'm seeing it anywhere. Yeah, I'm not. Okay, well, that might be good news, actually. Here's sidebar blog, for example. Let's see if we move it down there. And also, just as a test, I'm going to throw a second widget.
Mm.
And then let's just see what happens. Nothing. Okay. This feature, they might have not, like, the whole widget thing might not be part of your theme. But that's not to say we couldn't add it. Let's try. I'm just thinking. I'm just going to go to resources, for example. We already have some columns here. Yeah, I don't want to break that. Let's create a new page. I'm going to go to the advanced layout, and then what I'm looking for is widgets, widget area.
Yeah, there's widget area. Got
So
it.
my hunch is that we can display any of those widget areas displayed everywhere, for example.
Oh.
And I'm going to call this testing widgets. Delete this page. We'll publish it. And so if you ever hear someone say, "Hey, it says delete this page here," like, okay, yeah, I'll delete it.
You would probably be the only one that would ever see it. No one else really ever goes on the back end.
Exactly. All right. Oh, this is what I was looking for. What categories? So you could create a category called popular. In our case, I'm just going to select, actually, just to show you what I mean, I'm going to select Steve Snyder Travels. No,
Okay.
Inside Arc, because there's
Inside Arc, because there's
two.
multiple.
Yep. And we're going to call it popular. Show title only, title and excerpt. We'll see what the difference is. We're going to save it. And then in theory, we're going to go to this page, and it will display it in the content. And I bet you there's a setting in the widget. Yep. How many do you want to display? Let's say 10.
Got it.
And we'll refresh here. So it's not pretty here. However, let's see if there's a blog post one. Oh, there's your answer, maybe. Well, that's an option, an optional one. So you could display it with that widget. You could also do it here and change how it works, you know. List layout, for example, title and meta only. Let's see that. How many do you want to display? Do 5. I'm going to save this. So, like, in theory, or here's an option for you. Let's say you had a page with 3 columns. Oops. 1/3. We'll do 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. You could throw your blog post thing here. Your so you can use any of those widgets, put them anywhere you want. You could have a bunch of content here and then put this on the right or whatever. Or in the case of the demo, I think it was over here. And maybe we want this 2/3 just for, let's see, there it was, 2/3.
Okay.
And so you could have a bunch of content over there. Actually, let's get rid of the blog widget and just put some lorem ipsum just so you can kind of, we'll move this in there. I'm going to just go lorem ipsum. And then 8 paragraphs, generate, copy. So I'm just going to throw this copy in there, save it, update, and then refresh this.
Interesting.
And
yeah, it looks a lot better with the preview now on the left when it's like that.
Mm-hmm. And
it makes sense to see a little bit smaller picture, and
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And we haven't styled this at all either. Like we could, there might be.
What would be good is we did an inside IARC with the 3 of us that are on my specific team is to have a category, not just in obviously inside IARC, but also our own category. And then have that way the 3 of us are on, like, because we have a page for our actual team.
Yeah, so you could
like that.
Yep. And keep in mind, you can create categories for anything, and like you can, so you could display this widget anywhere you want, really.
Are you able to delete or not show the date at all?
Yeah, let's check out that option. So that's display title and excerpt. Let's just see what happens if we do this. So it looks like, let me refresh here. So by default with this particular widget, no. Yeah. However, there are like 100 of these widgets in the WordPress theme repository.
Yeah.
Let's see what this one does, for example. This says this is like a specific popular post widget. I'm trying to get it above there. There it is. Popular. I don't know what. Let's see what we see. But this is just another example of another widget.
It's kind of like a fun game.
Yeah, and this is closer. This is probably what they were using actually in that demo.
Oh, yeah.
And so, no. Oh, I see. So you can do no content, no content. I bet you this was it. Literally what we were seeing over there. And so, yeah, popular tags. Am I missing something here? Popular. Oh, I see. That's the problem. And then recent, for example. Let's get rid of that other widget too. Here, so I'm going to save that. I'll get rid of this the one that we didn't quite like. So now we just have this. We have recent and popular.
Yeah. And no, it's good.
I'm trying to remember what it looked like over on the demo here. No, that wasn't it. I'll go to the chat. There it is. Yep. Recommended and star. So yeah, how did they get that? Is that built in or not?
I was gonna say it could be just something that they are manually. But to me, the ones that I would recommend, I would probably be grouping them together, like those surrogate ones, and I would just be kind of linking to that anyway. So.
Okay. So you might like that old widget then.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of now that I know that these kind of things exist, playing with it and figuring it out.
Yeah, and the other thing, if, like, it wasn't recent posts, what was the post?
When you're done with that, is there a way we can go to the page that it has, I don't even remember what the page looks like, but it's the surrogate coordinators page. And it's literally just a page about, it's a new one that's not live, but it's just about the 3 of us. I just can't remember the layout to know if we can even do something with the 3 of our things or if it's...
Sure. And before we get there, did you want me to change this left side widget to something else, or did you want to kind of play
No,
around?
I like it like that, and
Okay.
I know how to change it, so
Okay.
I think that's fine.
Great. Okay, so let's find that.
I wouldn't know how I'd want it otherwise, but that's probably the best right now.
Okay, let's find that surrogate coordinator page.
Yeah, I can't even remember if we actually called it Surrogate coordinators, surrogate coordinators.
I'll search here for coord.
I would assume it's one of those two.
Here they are.
There you go. Okay.
Let's view that. No,
I can't remember what this even looked like. Somebody did a rough draft for us, and so I don't know if I've looked at it since. I just figured while we're on it and looking. Yeah, because I didn't put in the category there. But when you click on each of those, it's supposed to take to our actual profile. So I didn't know how to better lay it out because obviously the profile is different than those articles about us, or if there was a different way. I just didn't know if there was a way to put it on this page or not.
And what are you hoping to change how this page looks, or the profile page?
I have no idea.
Got it.
I'll be very honest. It's just one of those things where I want to be able because we get like hundreds and hundreds of leads a month. To have a site to say, click here to get to know our team. And so it's really just for them to connect with us and know that the three of us have all been surrogates before, who we are.
Got it. One thing I'm wondering is...
Once I saw the widget, I was like, is there a way that we can even put that on that page? But I don't know what I'd have to even add to that page to even be able to...
And do you just want it to look better, or...
Yeah, I mean, really the idea is obviously I like our faces on there, and actually I have to change my picture since I have a new one. That was from a while ago. But in some capacity, to link to our profiles, and then if we could find a way to, link to each of our inside IARC where we, you get to know a little bit more about us. But I just don't know where, based on this format, obviously I think the whole format has to change. I don't know if you put the pictures one on top and then put the widget on the left, or...
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, one thing I think about, you could, just put, I'm just thinking out loud here, but, Nicole's profile, and then what was it, inside Nicole's inside IARC? Is that kind of the, in theory, I'm just brainstorming here, but you could throw these in there, tighten up the spacing here, and link these out, Yeah,
okay. Yeah, I think that would keep it pretty clean.
But I'm wondering if there's a nice layout in here, for a double sidebar layout. Yeah, that's not, I don't like that. Not seeing anything obvious here. But this isn't the theme we're using. We're using... I
was going to say, that's the one you were just looking at, the blog thing.
Tracy.
I have no idea what the name of our actual theme is.
Tracy. Enfold. It's Enfold, isn't it? Enfold. It's Enfold. It is, yeah. Alright. Let's try this. Enfold. Okay, so I bet you we can build any of these layouts. That's my hunch. So I'm just going to kind of scroll down and look for... Or you tell me if you see something interesting for that page.
Actually, if you go back up, there was a blue thing on the right. Hold on. And I may be crazy. For some reason, I like that blocked in look. I don't know if I can even do that.
This one here? The lawyer one?
Yeah, where they have the color block and then the white button.
Yeah.
To be able to have one for each. That way it makes those two things stand out more against the white background page type thing.
Yeah.
Or how they have 3 different colors. Do the colors of the IARC, but 3 different ones where it goes from light to dark.
Love it.
And
yes.
we don't necessarily need those buttons at the bottom, so we could always change those. I mean, that's not the main part of the thing. It's just trying to fill up space, and I think that actually fills it up better if we're able to.
Yeah, so I wonder what type of element they're using. Surely they're using something. Creates a grid of portfolio excerpts. That's not what we were seeing there. We could, I wonder. I'm just going to kind of search on icon grid, portfolio grid. What's a portfolio grid? Let's see if we can learn what that is. That doesn't seem right. Whatever it is. Yeah, I mean, how did they do this? That's kind of the question here. I'm not seeing like an obvious element. Icon box creates a content block with icon to the left or above. Do you see anything in?
I found the actual like theme on a website. I didn't know if I hit like inspect if it would tell me anything.
Yeah, maybe. Let's check it out.
Not that I know how to read it. I'm just.
Yeah, special heading. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Flex column. So there's the column. What is this? 1/3. I wonder if they just styled the box. I bet you that's what they did. So, for example, I'm just going to go create a new page here. I'm going to close that one. Testing boxes. Delete this page. So we're going to do this, and this we're just testing it out. Looks like a 3-column layout, so we'll just do third, third, third. Unless that maybe it's a grid row. Is this edit? No borders, that seems. Section colors, alternate content. We can try that. Just kind of guessing here at this point.
Oh, you're fine. Your guesses are better than mine. I just saw one thing that I liked, and I don't know how to make it.
This is weird. It says color section. I'm going to try a few things here.
Okay, go for it.
I wonder color section if we put it. I'm just going to publish this and see if it displays anything by default here. Nothing by default, okay. So what I was wondering here, background color, if we made that, I'm just going to test out some colors here. We're going to add some content there. So let's add a text block. Add a text block. Text block. And then let's make this color. Also want to change the layout. Yeah, 0, 0, 0. That seems about right. Border 0. Background color. Let's give it a different color just for testing. Let's see what happens.
It's my favorite part.
Yeah. And so now that there's this gap between them, and really like now I'm going, okay, so you know, this is one potential solution. How do we close that gap? That's why I was thinking layout. It's all 0 padding, 0 border. I wonder if there's another option. I don't see any option. Let's add more text to these things down here. Maybe this will... color section, whatever that is. What is a color section? Here, I'm going to do another 3-column thing and just see if that helps. Oh, maybe it's nothing. I wonder what color section is, but we'll set a color, see what it is. Section background. Yeah, so this is the color section down here. This is interesting, but still not what we're after. So somehow they did this. I wonder if they just totally, like, you know, styled it up custom. Width, maybe that's... Let's see what's going on here with these. Oh, that's a good question. Let's see. Flex column AV 1/3. Flex column AV 1/3. This is the exact same block that we're using, but somehow theirs has different styles. So they must have done some custom work on this. But maybe we can steal their custom work. No margin. Maybe that's it. No margin. Let's see if we can. That might be a built-in thing. Let's see. So they saw down here a custom CSS class. Let's just see. Oops. Oops, that's not this one. So at this point, you know, we're getting kind of deep in the code here, but we'll see. So I'm going to update that. And my goal here is just to test. So there's I see that they're using something called no margin here. Ah, they do. So that is built into the theme. Awesome. That's how they did it then. Great. So now we just need to figure out the other elements.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah. I bet you this is probably just a text block, I imagine. Special heading. Let's see what that's. If we have a special heading element. Special heading. There it is.
Boom.
So now we'll throw this in there. Let's see if we can figure out the other stuff they got. This is probably a text field. Yep, text section. And then let's just align this middle or center. Interesting. There you go, centered. Yeah, we'll just stick with it, see how it goes. We'll center this text as well. In that case, our title will be Nicole. Save that. And did I already break this page? I can't remember. No, good. We want to throw Nicole's picture in there too. I'm just wondering. Media. Image. So I'm just thinking I'll just throw it underneath here. I'm going to delete the rest of this stuff. And we would then want some text for Nicole, but we can figure that out.
I was like, there's my picture that I need to replace.
Yeah, we're getting close here. Yeah, maybe not.
You can see how many times I had to try things and never went back and deleted.
Right, yep. That makes sense.
I have lots of cleaning up to do when I get time at some point.
Nicole. Insert, center, great. So we'll center this text too, just to see how it looks. And then we also talked, oh, maybe we, maybe this is where we add those two links. Nicole's profile, Nicole's inside IARC. And you, of course, can change all this, but...
I was going to say, just details for that.
Yep, and those would be links, so I'll just link them up quick, just so... Obviously, these links are broken, but you can add whatever link you like. Something's messy here. Weird. It doesn't want me to have both of these as links for some reason. Oops. That's just a weird bug that I'm sure hopefully is fixed now. Alright, and then I'm going to delete this one, I'm going to delete this one, I'm going to clone this one.
Definitely much easier to clone.
Clone, yep, exactly. And then we'll go in, we'll change the background here, colors. I'll just change it like a slight different tone there. Same here. Just make it even lighter. We'll update. Refresh. So, you know, whether or not this is better.
Yeah, I mean, I think that actually what you did gives me a lot to play with because I'm just changing out pictures or, you know. I think I would probably move the links under. Like I would have her name on the top, move the links down.
Yep.
But I love that, you know, I could change the color thing, but I like that it's different colors, and I kind of like at least where it's starting.
Yeah.
Because I can kind of envision it.
The other thing, you know, I would probably drag, you know, just spacing-wise, you'd want to play with the spacing a bit. And so I just added a layout block. I'm just going to change the padding top to say 1 EM and see what happens. Notice this templates. Do you ever play with that?
I haven't, no. They did show me that when they first had the site going as to what I can do, and so the only thing I think I've ever used as a template is like the testimonials thing, because I'd have no idea how to make a testimonial scroller.
Yep.
And so I use that, but I don't think I've used it for anything else.
Got it. Oh, yeah, I did the wrong thing. I should have done, talking about the padding here. That padding wasn't horrible. This is the one that I needed to change and add some layout. I'm just going to change it to 1 EM top. Sure, we'll apply across the board. 1 EM is every website based on their styles has like a definition for what an EM is, and it's just like a unit of measurement specific to your website, and one of those and generally it's like not a big amount, and so I like to use them because it's relative to everything else. And so I'm going to switch to 2 EM, and so like Usually it works nicely when you use EMs. It'll just feel better than doing it another way.
Mm-hmm.
But you can kind of see we're getting closer here. I'm going to get rid of these other two. And for now, we'll just clone a couple more. Save it. So, getting close here. These could be buttons too, depending on how you want to do it.
Yeah.
Button row, maybe. Just brainstorming, but it could be,
yeah.
Profile, and then inside hierarchy, something like that. And whether or not you want to use icon, maybe this would be a good place for an icon. I don't know, but maybe no for now.
Okay.
Just another option for you.
Yeah, no, it's good seeing all these options and where they're at to play with them.
The way WordPress is going, they're starting to standardize all this stuff. So like stuff like this would no longer be in a theme. It would just ship with WordPress, and then when you talk to me, there'll never be a question of, hey, what does your theme offer?
Yeah.
So I'm refreshing it. Yeah, so that's another display option. And maybe it goes below, like you said. Oops, a little bit too far down. I really screwed it up. There it is.
There we go.
And of course this color is wrong, but
oh, it's fine.
We'll just fix that just to get the idea here. Let's choose a better color. Or, yeah, image. Let's get a website color here. Having trouble finding. Hex color, that's what I want. Alright. Sorry, I'm trying to grab the color here.
Oh, it's fine. I'm actually in my head, I'm thinking of the wording and all kinds of stuff that...
So this isn't going to be perfect, and it might end up being kind of ugly, but to start, like, so we can decide what to do. Maybe with that color, there's probably an option for light or dark. Usually there is. Meta color? What's that? I don't know. You can play with these though. Select color white. And then, so anyway, lots of options here. And I would look at that Enfold theme demo, and because we could recreate this exactly, but it doesn't seem like a perfect fit for this. But maybe there's something else in the demo that is a perfect fit. And between me and Renee, we can help you with this really anytime. If you find the thing in this Enfold page, you're like, build me that widget. Like, we can do that for you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll play with it so I can kind of see if I can. I mean, because it honestly, adding an intro paragraph there, playing with the wording and making it closer to the one on the left, just duplicating and changing, I think once I see that, this one doesn't need to be in depth. It really is just about us. But I like that it's a lot cleaner when it has pictures and that look of it. So I think I have enough that I can play with it and
And we
and it could be I don't, now that I've seen 2 colors next to each other, I might just do 3 different colors instead of doing the shades thing.
Right. Yeah. And let's just add just to clarify the view here. Heading text color. Let's get your picture in here.
Finally have a picture I like.
Yeah, it's nice. Wait, is this the one?
It pays that the last girl that I hired, Kayla, who's one of the surrogate coordinators, she's actually a photographer and she does that. So she does many weddings and shoots, and so
that makes all the difference.
Yeah, my intended parents that I cared for last time, I planned their whole wedding, and so it was our first wedding we did at the office, and I hired her to be the photographer. So we got professional pictures from her long before she worked here.
Awesome. And let's find Kelly here. There she was.
Up top, yeah. I was like, she knows she needs to get one that's not wintry at all times. One thing at a time.
Oh yeah, and I see this one's cropped.
Oh, that one. I forgot she had that one. Yeah.
We'll need to
the other one I forgot was for her inside IR one. Yes.
So this will look a little.
Yeah, because the staff ones we all have the same exact size.
Yeah.
And that would make sense why that one is not the same. Yeah.
Let's see if I can just copy image out of this. Find a picture here. There it is. All right. We're getting close here on time. What else do we have on the list here? Or I should say, are you at a good place with this page?
I was going to say I'm in a good place that I can edit and do things, and I'll let you know if I need any help in the future. God knows when I'll get to that, but hopefully, the goal is everything needs to be done in November, but I keep saying that and keep adding to my list of everything. I don't know if there's anything, because you have the image gallery set up for me, and that was a main thing. This page was a main thing. The blog thing, and I know now a lot of that editing. And the only other thing was the IP thing, but that honestly might have to wait until after the maternity leave that I'm covering for anyway. Because I don't want to get too deep in that, since that's not necessarily a super big priority. So I wouldn't say we should probably dive into that at this point.
All right.
So, but I'll let you know as I get through these fun things. If I need any help, or if there's something that I'm trying to get it to do that I can't do, but there's so many options I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
So, but that's helpful. Just adding the buttons in there always changes it for me, because, obviously you don't want to be overloaded with buttons, but taking away the ones at the bottom in lieu of these, I think, is a much better decision. And, I like this one. I'll play with the coloring and, everything with that, but good. I'm glad we went to that one page and I could see that, because I would have never probably ever thought of that.
Yeah, and click through some, like if you see a design here that, looks good, like you might click through more on this lawyer theme and see if there's more designs you like. And, just make a note of it, and then just email support at the Mighty Mo if you're like, hey, I found this thing, I want this thing on this page.
Yeah. Well, I got plenty to work on at least. So we'll see how much I can get through, but I'm hoping by the end of September I've got, the blog completely the way that we want it going forward, and we've got this page, and we've got the image one. Oh, the only other thing was the surrogate community page is how we were going to link to the image gallery. I forgot about that. That's the only thing that's left. It's not linked or there.
Okay.
At the point, it's just on the back end until we have it the way we want it.
Got it.
I don't really remember.
Is it this page?
Yeah.
And so the question is, where we're going to add a link here for the the photos.
Oh, so we just have to connect the surrogate socials one.
Oh, just this page.
Yeah, I think we were just going to edit the URL. I didn't even realize where I had left this page. I'll be perfectly honest. It's a lot more finished than I thought.
Yeah, this looks nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that we were, Renee and I were working on that. So, cool. But yeah, if we could just make sure that that link goes to the actual like index page or whatever that was that we did, that first one.
Let's do that.
That would be perfect for now. We can always change it later.
Yep.
I think that page is almost good to go once we have that. So that makes me feel better. Cool. I feel closer to being done.
Was it? It was in here, wasn't it? So we just need to update this link. Correct? I should go, let me pull up the page just to make sure.
I was going to say, I don't even remember what we ended up calling the photo. Or maybe we just called it Suro Socials. Is that what we called it?
Suro Socials, yeah.
I think that's what we call it.
Yeah, there it is. And then, there we go. So we'll change this one. Currently, that. We're just going to update that to be that.
Perfect.
Save it, update it. Reload it here. So now when I click Surrogate Socials, I should go to the
nice. And then I'd still have to change my like paragraph things, you know, but that was a placeholder anyway. No, it's definitely.
This is going to the application for some reason. Why?
I was like, and I mean, as much as I want them to go there, I don't think they'll go there
right
away.
Let's see what's going on here. Text. Weird. I don't know what this thing is. Maybe I'm doing the wrong. Oh, maybe I.
Yeah, I'm like, that's a whole other thing with all those links. I always say, oh, it's going to be so easy. And then it's in like 20 places.
I think in this case, let's have Renee work on this because this is looking pretty. I don't want to break something.
Okay. That's fine. And I still, obviously, I have a lot of work to do on those other things before we go live anyway, so.
Okay. So are you going to chat with Renee about this page soon anyway?
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll wait to make, like, once I get the galleries all working and get that perfect, because it's really not important and I'm not going to make it live or where people are going to see it until I have that anyway. So, but I'm in a great place now, so I think most of it's really just on me to go through and get these done as much as they can and see if I have any issues in the meantime, but that's several hours down the road.
Yeah, right. And then, you know, when you're ready, we can, of course, chat again and have another workshop like this.
Yeah, I think at this point I'd have to see where I'm even at that point, because it could be by doing these I discover new things that I wouldn't even know. But it would be helpful to have one final one before you know, I get to the point where I'm taking over for that maternity leave and make sure that, you know, because I think the last piece that I would want to have a workshop and to go over with you is once these are done to do that, the portal and what we decide.
Right.
So until I decide, I really wouldn't even know what to do. But I think that's really the only piece left aside from the couple parent pages that still have no content that Keely needs to get on. That's not a me thing. So.
Cool.
Yeah, but no, we're in a great place. That was extremely helpful. I feel like I'm in a really good place to go on there and edit all these pages and knock them out. And yeah, if I can get them done in the next few weeks, by the end of September, I think I'll be well ahead of my end of November goal.
Awesome. And you know, if we can help.
That'll be the goal. Because at that point, then we're going to have several months where unless something breaks, I'm not going to be able to focus on this at all. So it needs to be up and ready, and which would be nice for you, because then you won't have me needing anything for a few months. So that'd be
well, we're here to help. So, I mean, we love working with you, and anytime you have a question or anything we can help with, just
no. You guys have been really, honestly. I mean, you guys are light years ahead of the last company that we worked with, as far as just getting the answers. And I told you from the beginning, I'm not a needy person, and I don't say I need it and I need it now. And if I have a problem, I do try to fix it on my own first, because I do want to learn as much as possible for that purpose. So very, very helpful. And yeah, I'll be in touch with Renee about that part. And, if there's anything else along the way, I'll just wait. That way it's all collectively in one email if there's more than one question or more than one thing to address. But other than that, I think I'm good for the next few weeks. And we'll see what I come up with.
Thanks, Ruthie. Keep up the great work.
Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.